Hi guys, in this episode of ADK, I'm gonna reacting to the new Stray Kids Japanese comeback called The Sound. Now, JYP groups in general have a pretty good track record with their Japanese releases, honestly. Except for GOT7, but to be honest, I feel like I don't really even remember most of GOT7's Japanese releases, and I've just not really thought about them as much, but Twice's, E816 and Stray Kids' Japanese releases are always really good. And I'm expecting that this one is gonna be no different. Sadly though, the album is still not released. I definitely wanted to check it out together with this song, but apparently it's gonna be released at like February 22nd or something. Like it's towards the end of February, and I'm recording this on the 13th of February, so there's still at least 2 weeks until the album is released, and I will do a reaction as soon as it is, but it's gonna be a little while. And also, I want to tell you guys that once I have checked out all of Stray Kids' B-sides, because there's a bunch of Japanese B-sides that I am yet to check out, I plan on doing so, I kind of have an interest to check out some of the SKZ player stuff that they have on YouTube, like some basically project songs that they have on YouTube. I don't know how many there are, so if you guys could potentially link them down below, that would be greatly appreciated, like a playlist if there is one, because there probably is. They probably have a playlist on the channel with all the SKZ player songs, but just in case if there isn't, I would really appreciate it if you guys could link them all down below. Anyway, before we get into the reaction, I do want to remind you that I would really appreciate it if you guys could help me out with my transition by donating to my Patreon or Ko-fi account, because for those of you who are not aware, I am trans, but you can also just simply like the video because that helps out a lot as well. Now, let's just get into what you guys came here for, that being my reaction to Stray Kids' The Sound. So let's get into it in 3, 2, 1. Eerie. Interesting. Oh, I love the VFX. It reminds me of Everglow's First. That's a really cool song in a music video. Wait, is in getting the chorus? What the heck? Okay. I like how epic it sounds. I'm sorry, Hyunjin, but that haircut is not it. Dude, look at this visual though. Oh man, Stray Kids never miss, do they? Dude, I love this chorus. Dude, this is so epic. Dude, this music video is crazy. I love it. I have a lot of things to say about it. Oh my god, I'm gonna be playing the shit out of that chorus. Jesus, that was so good. This is the sound that I've been missing from my boys, Stray Kids. Like, don't get me wrong, like, Stray Kids is my favorite K-pop boy group. They are number one for me. With 80s close second. Basically 80s being 1.5. Number 1.5 for me. But ever since I feel like, what would it be? Like, ever since around the time, I guess, like, Woojin left, when they came back afterwards, I think it was with, what was the name of that goddamn song? I'm forgetting it. The one that goes, "Also 쉽죠. 내 카메라 전에만 그룹이로 쉽죠." Yeah, God's Menu. Ever since they came back with God's Menu, I feel like their music kind of went in a little bit of a different direction compared to what it was before. Beforehand, they felt like a more emo and edgier version of BTS in a way. That's at least how I personally perceive them, and what kind of made me fall in love with them at first, because BTS used to be my favorite boy group and I used to love them a lot, and I'm pretty sure that JYP even has said that he kind of based Stray Kids on the kind of concept that BTS was created, with like the self-producing members who create their own music and their own musical and group identity. So it's not like out of nowhere that I felt like that, but they genuinely felt even musically like just like a more emo and rock influenced version of BTS, with their debut song being very rock heavy, or at least just having a lot of that influence there. And I love that. I love those releases. I still even like Miro and Side Effects, even though they were starting to go into a more of an EDM direction. That was still fine. I still enjoy that. But I feel like ever since like God's Menu, they've went into like a more of a playful direction with their music, where it's still very hard hitting and rap heavy and everything, but I feel like there's a little bit too much electronicness to it, if that makes any sense. Like, I feel like they're trying to just shove a little bit too many electronic sounds there, and kind of cause it to feel a little bit more superficial than I would like it. It doesn't mean their music is bad or that I don't enjoy it. I still love them, but they kind of lost a little bit of that, I don't want to say genuineness, but their music didn't feel as rough around the edges and as grounded as I loved it being in the first like 3 or 4 comebacks. But this song kind of has that vibe of like the early releases of Stray Kids, and I'm honestly here for it. It doesn't feel like it has a lot of that overly polished autotune, which has been a little bit of a thing with their releases, like the most prominent one being Case 143, which I do love. Like, it's a catchy song, I've listened to it a lot, but I don't necessarily like which direction it was taking Stray Kids' sound. But this is exactly the kind of Stray Kids that I've been, I guess, kind of missing in a way, because as much as they've been improving with each comeback musically, visually, and everything, I didn't quite have that feel that I have with frequent 80s comebacks, where I feel like 80s, with each of their comebacks, they just evolve to the next level. Like, they come back better than ever with better songs, more epic songs, and more epic visuals. Like, for example, go and check out my reaction to 80s' The Real to see what I mean by that, or 80s' Inception, or even the most recent one, 80s' Halazia. Like, that one blew me away with how epic and sincere it is. Like, I feel like Stray Kids, with at least sound-wise, with the way the music sounds, not lyrically or as a group, just sound-wise, kind of lost a little bit of that sincerity, I feel like, because their music sounded to sound a little bit too artificial. But this kind of brings it back to the ground for me, and I really, really love that. And that is especially the case for the chorus, where it's just a really, like, I don't know, grounded instrumental. Like, it doesn't feel like they're shoving just 1,000 electronic instrumentals into it for no reason, but they're actually, like, genuine and grounded with the instrumental. They're just doing the kind of sound that the instrumentals that they are using during the chorus, like maybe guitars or drums or whatever, and it just sounds a little bit more grounded. And I love that, because I think that was one of my favorite things about third generation K-pop. I feel like they kind of brought it down to, like, the ground, because before that, again, it was very artificial. I feel like in Gen 4 we kind of went very artificial as well, but this is the kind of K-pop that I love. I love this song, and I'm obviously going to be listening to it again before I say my final thoughts, but I love it. I right now don't really care too much about the verses. They were fine, I enjoyed them, but it was the chorus which really blew me away with how epic it is, with how hard-hitting it is. I love it. I really, really, really love it. I know it's too early, and are obviously going to come back still this year, probably a couple of times, but so far this is my favorite Stray Kids song of 2023, so there's that. But yeah, I guess without further ado, let's get into it one more time in 3, 2, 1. Like, even in the music video, like right here, it has this epic vibe to it that I really like.
The crowd's gonna follow us to look at each other, but to kill, bang, bang, gotta shut it down now. Oh, nothing better. Yeah, nothing better.
Yeah, the verses are fine. Dude, this chorus goddamn slaps. I love it. This genuinely might be one of my favorite choruses ever. And definitely of Stray Kids' music. I'm really curious what people think about this, so comment your thoughts down below, guys. I definitely know what's gonna be the thumbnail for this one. I really like the first version of the chorus with In singing it. That's definitely my favorite version of it. This is such a cinematic music video, man. I love it. Why do the Japanese releases always have to be these kind of bangers, man? Oh man, this is In's comeback, I swear to God. I love this. I just can't get over the chorus. Like, The verses, honestly, like I said, I can take or leave. They're not the craziest thing ever, but they're fine. Like, they do their job. Like, they're fine. I don't really want to listen to this song because of any of the verses, but they're fine. But the chorus, though, amazing. I love it. And wasn't Circus also a Japanese track? Right, it was, and that was the one song of theirs from 2022 that I really liked. So it's interesting we're starting off 2023 with another really good Japanese release from them. You know, I wonder what direction they're gonna go for their Korean release, especially because this is now like their half point of their career. I think because they debuted in 2018. I guess last year kind of was. Now that I think about it, but we're pretty much halfway through their 7-year contract, which is kind of wild, honestly. Where did the time go? Like, what the hell? I feel like it was only like yesterday when they just debuted and I fell in love with them, but no, they've been part of my life for 4 years, and I've been a K-pop fan for 7. Like, Jesus. Yeah, I love it. I can't wait to check out some of the B-sides of this album. Sadly, like I said, it's still yet to be released, and there's apparently like 3 or 4 like Japanese songs, so I'm excited for those. But yeah, in terms of a rating for this one, honestly, for all intents and purposes, it's kind of gonna be a 10 out of 10 for me because I love it. First song of theirs this year that blows me away. I love it. The chorus is super epic, and visually and singing based, it's amazing. I love it. But for a more accurate rating of how it's probably going to end up being a long term, it's more of a 9.6 because I do feel like the verses are weaker compared to the chorus. Like, they do not engage me as much, or nor do I find them as catchy as the chorus. Like, the chorus just blows me away. It's like slaps me in the face, while the verses are like, okay, this is pretty catchy. Like, the way these 80s songs felt like the next evolution of 80s. This is how I feel about this song by Stray Kids. It feels like the next step in their sound. It's kind of reminiscing of the beginning, but it's also going forward, and it's so hard-hitting and so powerful. It just feels like an evolution of their sound, the next step on the ladder. They've had this kind of feeling before, but only like a couple of times compared to 80s, where it kind of feels like nowadays is practically every comeback is them just being like going on the next step. Whereas for Stray Kids, it's only like God's Menu, which kind of has this level of gravitas to it. Whereas for 80s, it's Inception, then there's Fireworks, then there's also The Real, there's Halazia. Like, practically every comeback with them is like that, but for Stray Kids, it's not. And I'm glad that we actually got the next step for Stray Kids once again. I'm curious to see how this is going to influence their sound forward. Is it going to be just how their Japanese sound is, or for this comeback, or is this going to influence in any way, shape, or form their next Korean comeback? Because, like I said, I'm not really too big of a fan of Case 143's direction. So hopefully they're gonna go something more serious next time. You know? It just is not quite to the same level. So when you compare the two, it kind of averages out to like a 9.6 out of 10. But, like I said, I am giving it a 10 out of 10. I'm just giving you the other number for a point of reference in terms of how I actually feel about the quality. But yeah, I will be going with a 10 out of 10 for this one because it's really good. And yeah, I am curious though, what do you guys think about this song? So comment your thoughts down below and let's have a discussion about this. And also, before we end this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 3 patrons on Patreon: Omar Bridgman, Deadpool, and Corby Dead. Thank you guys for the support, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me. You have decided to support me, you have continued to support me for such a long time. Hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Also, check out the link in the description to my Wattpad, where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi account, where you can pledge your support and help get the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think it's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!